the sequence minus 1, 2, 5, the next one would then be 8, then 11, and so on, right? This is what we call an arithmetic sequence. Why? Because you add the same number between successive terms. Same number between successive terms, hence arithmetic sequence. Now, what is the difference between an arithmetic sequence or pattern and an arithmetic series? What is the difference? Here's the difference. Here's your arithmetic sequence as you have it above. Then here's your series. Your series is just having pluses or minuses in between these things. So I'm just going to put pluses in place of the columns. The next one will then be 11 and so on. So do you guys see the difference between an arithmetic sequence and series? Arithmetic sequence is the one you're used to. Arithmetic series is one. It's basically an arithmetic sequence, but with either pluses or minuses in between or combinations of them. Right? But the key thing here is that like you are adding the same term between successive terms. You're still adding 3. For you to move from minus 1 to positive 2, you added 3. For you to move from positive 2 to positive 5, you added 3. For you to move from positive 5 to positive 8, you added 3. So it's still the same. The only difference is that you either have minuses or pluses in between successive terms. That is the difference between those two. Now, the symbol for terms is T, right? So if they're looking for T1, they'll be looking for the first term. If they ask you to find T2, they'll be looking for the second term. T3 would be the fifth, will be 5, the term number 3. Even under the series, if they ask you to find T1, it is just minus 1. If they ask you to find term number 2, that T2 just means member number 2. In this specific sequence, it is still 2. If they ask you to find T4, it is still member number 4 of the sequence. It does not change, but remember to take it along with the sign in front of it. So they're just basically asking the same thing there, right? But if they ask you what is S1, or rather, if they ask you what is S2, series 2, what are they saying? They're just basically saying what is the sum of the first two terms. That is, what happens when you add the first two terms. You just take it as it appears there. It's going to be minus 1 plus 2 gives you 1. That is S2. If they ask you what is S3, that is the sum of the first 3 terms. You just copy as they appear like that. Then you go minus 1 plus 2 plus 5. Even if they'd ask you what is the S3 here in this constant, you just, context, you just go minus the first 3 terms minus 1, then you add the 2, then you add the 5. That is literally the same thing. Do you all understand what these, and then this will give us an answer of 6. S4 would be minus 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 8, which is 14. Are we all happy with what a series is and the difference between an arithmetic sequence and a series? This is nice.